Hi, my name's Ed Nauman. I'm a retired instrumentation engineer. I used to work in flight test, and I've designed a can crusher that I think you might find interesting. It's you've seen the beer tossing refrigerators. Well, this is the ultimate can disposal or recycling center. The can crusher is here. It's this big old machine. It starts out with a microprocessor. It's computer controlled. It's got a digital display, reads out in menus and diagnostics and so forth. And it's all controlled through this electronic box. The cans actually enter here through this opening. These two projections are actually pneumatic rams, and they sequence cans coming down. This will pinch the top can, and well, this one releases the lower can into. It travels down this chute into this crushing cylinder. The crushing cylinder is a precision bore steel tube with aluminum piston, and it's driven by a big 4-inch pneumatic ram. It has optical sensors, one up here that tells it there's a can, tells the computer there's a can ready to be sequenced, has a sensor down here to tell it when there's actually a can in the breech ready to be crushed, and then finally this sensor here detects if the can has not fallen out the bottom. After the can is crushed, the ram retracts and the can falls into this trash bag here. Okay, the next setup, after having the can crusher completed, I thought, well, what would make it a lot easier to use? You've seen the vacuum tube systems they have in like big stores where they have a container, they send paperwork to the office through a vacuum pipe. Well, that's basically what we got here. Starts out, this is the exit nozzle here. It has a trap door over the exit that's computer controlled. It's driven by this ram. The cans are actually fed into a remote station that we'll show you in a minute. They travel along this tubing. One of them up here comes from my patio in the backyard. This one branches off twice downstream, and the cans are fed in there. They're drawn through the tubing by this tube in the back here. There's actually a vacuum blower, or if you will, on the other side of this wall in my compressor shed, and that's the source for the vacuum. The computer controls all the actuation. When a can is actually placed in the remote station, there are sensors that tell the computer it's there. What it does is it opens and closes these various doors to allow the airflow in the right path to direct the can all the way into here. If you follow the path along here, this is the one tube inside the garage as it goes around. It goes around 3 walls, and for effect I put real sharp corners so the cans make a lot of noise when it bangs around. And the actual starting point is this remote station we have over here. Okay, the cans begin their journey at one of 3 remote stations. This is the one inside the garage. There's one in my living room, and there's also one, or excuse me, in the kitchen, and there's also one on the back patio. It has a remote control panel that allows the user to control everything from right at the remote station. There's a toggle switch that you turn on to engage power. There's a ready light that tells you when the system's ready. To actuate it, after the user has turned on the power, he opens this door here, drops a can in, and closes the door. The computer reads this sensor here. It also tells whether the door is open or closed. When a can is present and the door has been closed, this sensor tells the computer that status. The computer then opens this trap door on the bottom, which allows the vacuum to flow from this station along the tubing towards the exit on the can crusher. This door is controlled by an actuator. All of this is pneumatic, and all of it's under control of the computer. I was going to show you the blower system. This is actually on the other side of that wall where I was pointing. This is a commercial, it's actually a dust collector that's been turned into a vacuum source. It starts out here. This is drawing a vacuum in here. Goes up into this tubing. And this is actually a butterfly valve that's under actuator powered, and it's controlled by the computer as well as the power for the blower. The computer turns it on and off. The vacuum source is pulling this way, and it pulls all the way through this wall, through this tube here, and that's what creates the suction for the whole system. Tubing actually comes out here. This is the garage where the can crusher is. Comes out of the garage, goes through the shed, out the far side of the shed, travels along here, around the corner, onto the back patio. And this is the station on the back patio. You got your picnic tables, you got your basic beer refrigerator, and then you got your can crushing recycling center. Same as the one in the garage. You turn the switch on, open the door, place a can in, shut the door, and away she goes. So after you finish your soda, you turn the switch on, got a green light, open the door, put the can in, and away she goes. To give you an idea how fast this thing works, we're back in the garage where it just does a circuit around the garage. We'll send a can through so you can hear it. You can't actually follow it with the camera. So you put the can in. Send two cans through at once so you can see the sequencer work.